So my molecule is nicotine. In nicotine, there is this Lewis structure where it has 10 carbons, 14 hydrogen, and 2 nitrogen. The organic functional groups of nicotine. Nicotine is actually an amine. Amines are derivatives of ammonia in which one or more hydrogen atoms are replaced with an alkyl or aromatic groups. More specifically, it's an alkaloid, which is naturally occurring amine obtained by plants. In nicotine, there is a tetraamine, a methyl group, and a benzene ring structures with nitrogen atoms. The chiral center in nicotine is located right here where that green dot is. Nicotine is actually considered chiral because it has one carbon atom that is bonded to 4 different atoms or groups, which make it superimposable. Here you can see that this carbon atom is connected to a benzene ring structure, a hydrogen atom, a nitrogen atom, and another carbon atom. Nicotine in liquid form is a hygroscopic oily liquid that is miscible with water in its base form. As a nitrogenous base, nicotine forms salts with acids that are usually solid and water soluble. Nicotine is slightly polar due to the nitrogen-hydrogen bonds and the asymmetrical molecule structure, allowing it to be miscible with water and blood. So nicotine is actually a chemical found in tobacco plants, and if someone inhales it, it can have high biological activity in a human body. The average cigarette yields about 3 milligrams of nicotine, and exposure to 50 milligrams of nicotine may result in vomiting and seizures. Nicotine has shown to affect a wide variety of biological functions, ranging from gene expression, regulation of hormone secretion, and enzyme activity. It produces many degrees of physiological and psychological responses by mainly interfering with neurotransmitters. The chemical functions of nicotine. Nicotine actually mimics an acetylcholine in the brain. This allows them to bind with acetylcholine receptors. So the nicotine right there, the nicotine connects to this nicotinic agonist receptor, which transmits a message to the axon terminal, which sends down a message to release this dopamine. And then the nicotine reacts with the neurons in your brain, opening the channel for the dopamine to be released. So it also, the more dopamine that's released, the more that our body will actually produce more of these dopamine receptors. The more dopamine receptors that we have, the more dopamine that our body wants. Therefore, when people quit smoking, they have withdrawals because when they quit smoking, they quit releasing as much dopamine, which means that they have all these receptors still that want dopamine, which causes the withdrawal symptoms. So studies have shown that nicotine appears to improve memory and concentration. It is thought that it is due to the increase of the acetylcholine and the norepinephrine. This also increases the sensation of wakefulness and arousal. So, however, of course, there are more negative side effects than positive. The side effects for nicotine in products such as like tobacco and tobacco products, the circulation of the blood becomes affected by clotting and that it can cause enlargement of the aorta and plaque forming on the walls of the heart. It can cause dizziness, irregular sleep, bad dreams, and possibly blood restrictions in the brain. Some more side effects is that it can cause nausea and vomiting, dry mouth, indigestion, peptic ulcers, diarrhea, and heartburn. The heart can experience changes in the heart rhythm, an increase in blood pressure, constrictions, and an increase in the risk of stroke. So women that smoke while pregnant, the child can actually develop obesity, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, respiratory difficulties, problems with brain development, and behavioral issues. Other side effects include spasms in the lungs, pneumonia, tremors and pain in the muscles, increased levels of insulin and insulin resistance, and joint pain. Not to mention, that there are cancer causing things in tobacco products. Nutrition. So nicotine can be actually found naturally in potatoes, tomatoes, eggplants, green peppers, and coca plants. Uses of nicotine. Nicotine is found through smoking, snuffing, chewing, dipping tobacco, e-cigarettes, patches, and other quit smoking sensations. Some of the recent scientific discoveries, it was actually thought that drinking coffee and cigarette smoking have been linked to reduced risk of Parkinson's disease, but recent clinical trials indicated that neither caffeine nor nicotine can relieve these symptoms of this condition enough to regulate the nausea and the vomiting and the side effects that come with the actual nicotine. So these are the references, and we are all done. Thank you.